Sometimes it's the smallest luxuries that mean the most to people who don't have access to them. For unhoused individuals, that can be anything from regular meals to hot showers, or any showers at all. The unfortunate reality is that without regular hygiene practices, many of those who are eligible for work have difficulty finding it. And not to mention, this lack of access to cleanliness can be demoralizing. Moving Waters, based in Houston, Texas, aims to restore dignity and improve the quality of life for people experiencing homelessness in the local area by providing a mobile shower service at 4 different locations each week. They have multiple trailers complete with separate shower stalls for guests to use the restroom, take a hot shower, and change their clothing. Moving Waters even provides supplies such as undergarments and socks, as well as clean towels, of course. Ever since the start, during operating hours, Keri Case, manager and operator of Moving Waters, would check guests in for reporting purposes using a pen and paper, which proved to be inefficient and time-consuming.
So before, I was using pen and paper, and it was so hard because I was having to hold on to this sheet, and we're operating outside, so I'm working with weather, wind, rain, anything. At the end of each month, I would compile all of my papers and I would manually type it in. I was constantly late on it. I had so much going on, and it was something I never looked forward to doing.
Each Moving Waters location sees anywhere from 15 to 70 guests per week, and Keri was recording all of them manually. By the end of the month, that was hundreds and hundreds of names, all of which were at risk of being lost or ruined by weather, for example. Moving Waters is a privately funded nonprofit organization, so Keri needed to keep records of the guest's name, as well as any notes about them. This documentation process helps them follow the data and plan for the future.
I would have my pile of papers sitting at the desk, and I would just kind of look over and I'm like, all right, I'm going to be posted up here for a while. And it was never organized. I would have, and the papers, sometimes these papers go through quite a bit during the service. There is rain or whatever else. I can't tell you how many times we had to chase one of these down in the wind. And it was constant looking back and forth at the screen and the paper and losing track. It was taking, and I just can't stress how long it would take.
This inefficient method of tracking guests led Moving Waters executive director Jennifer Park to task Keri with finding a better, more dependable, and less time-intensive solution.
So we had picked up another location, and there was so much piling up that I had to do to keep the nonprofit going and to be organized and operating. And finally, one day, Jennifer came in and she's like, we can't live like this. And so we started looking, and Receptionist just was easy. And that we liked that we could have it on iPads.
Using iPads at their 4 locations was simple and effective for the operators because they were so easy to transport and alter depending on the situation.
I also like that you can go in and change it at any time. So there have been times where I've added questions that I thought would work and that I would use for my guests. And then at the end of the service, I'm like, or even halfway through, I can go on and take it off right then and there. I love that I can adapt it to what I'm using. Definitely get something that isn't busy and crowded.
So what's changed for Keri since they implemented the Receptionist for iPad at Moving Waters? Well, she's been able to shift her focus to other important responsibilities that may have been difficult to complete before.
Well, so we recently moved into an office, so I've been able to spend that time to get organized, get other tasks I need done, inventory. Gives me more time with my family. Working from home is such a challenge for me, so it's eliminated the stress and the prep that goes into me having to do that. It's allowed me to manage our job sites better. And then also, because some of these sites are larger, if I am walking around and doing something and I see someone that I know is coming up on my list, I can chat with them for a second and say, oh, by the way, there's 2 people ahead of you. If you want to go on and grab your things and head over to the table and we'll get you ready. It's helped me be more hospitable
Moving Waters recently celebrated its 13,000th shower. An estimated 3,200 people in the Houston area experience homelessness at any given time, and having access to a hot shower, even just periodically, can have a major impact on their quality of life. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect and dignity, and the entire staff at Moving Waters is committed to doing just that. If you are interested in learning about new or unique ways you can use the Receptionist for iPad in your business, start a free trial by going to thereceptionist.com/free trial.